Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with my beautiful wife Karina from beautiful Venezuela. This is your K1 Visa live stream where you can ask me all your questions about green cards, K1 visas, tourist visas, and spousal visas for free. I'll give you all this free information so you can get your green card, your K1 visa, with as minimal stress as possible and without paying an immigration attorney thousands and thousands of dollars or more. I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you any legal advice. I don't work for USCIS. But I've got 10 years experience processing K1 visas. I've helped hundreds of people come to the United States and get reunited. And we have Jeff Mantok. Hello, Diego. What's going on, Jeff? Jeff is first up the bat. Miguel, buenas noches, Diego and Karina. Buenas noches. Good night to you, Miguel. And Uno Mikey, hi, how are you doing? We are good. I've got Mountain Dew ready to go. Miguel, wife got her work permit approved. Hey, you get the first Mountain Dew salute. There you go. So you got the first work permit approved. Good job, Miguel. I knew you could do it. All you had to do was fill out that that paper. How many pages are there in a work permit? How many pages are in that form? That's what? 7 pages. And you did it by yourself. You didn't pay anybody to do it because I know you can do it. And Brownie, RSPS, Brownie, our British friend greetings from Missouri. So you made it through the Border Patrol checkpoint. You landed in the United States. You went through the Border Patrol checkpoint. They issued you an I-94, which you're going to print 6 copies of, right, Brownie? You're going to print at least 6 copies of that I-94. So you can put it in your green card application, and you're going to carry it around with you. And then you got 1 copy for the Social Security office. So you can get your Social Security number. Miguel, how long until we receive it in the mail, Diego? About 10 days, 2 weeks. It's going to come from Corbin, Kentucky. Corbin, Kentucky is going to produce it. General Dynamics is the company that's going to produce the work permit and the green card for you. Give it a couple of weeks. Jeff Mantok, my wife and stepson got their approval notice today. Well, Jeff, man, we got a lot of success already starting on this. What is it, Saturday today? It's today's Saturday, right? November 23rd, 2024. Mountain Dew salute to Jeff and Miguel and also to Brownie. Now, I got some rocks here and they're magnetic. I found them when I was working as a land surveyor. I found these rocks like a couple of years ago. I'm going to take them over to the University of Florida, or have a geologist tell me if they're meteorites. Because if they're meteorites, they got to be worth at least $1 a piece, right? Brownie RSPS. Indeed, I will print them off. Yes, 6 copies. Did the basic stuff like getting on my fiance's phone plan. Make sure your name is on there. And we're going to the Social Security office on Monday. And make sure you get on the electric bill, the water bill, the trash bill, the gas bill, the deeds of the house or the townhouse or wherever it is you live. You're going to get, you need all this evidence of cohabitation. You're going to get joint bank accounts together. So your names are both on the bank statements. You're going to collect those for a couple of months, for about, say, 60 days. You're going to get all this evidence of your cohabitation, commingling of funds, and get lots of pictures together at your wedding. Have a big wedding if you can. And if you can't have a big wedding, that's okay. But just get lots of people to be in the pictures for your wedding. Put those in the green card application with your marriage certificate and your I-94 and a copy of your K1 visa, a copy of your biographic page of your passport and your sponsor's passport, color copy of your passport, nice and big, lots of pictures of the wedding, and go on a honeymoon if you can, get pictures there, keep all the receipts, get lunch receipts, dinner date receipts, and you're going to spend the next 60 days putting together a fantastic green card package for a fantastic First time, no visa interview, green card. It's going to be mailed to your house. Miguel, can the wife get her driver's license with her work permit in Virginia, Diego? Yes, she can, but it's only going to be good for as long as the I-94, which is 90 days. When the I-94 expires, then her driver's license will expire. In my opinion, it's much better just to wait till she gets her green card and then get her Virginia driver's license with her green card. Then it's good for for however long it is, 7, 8 years, however long it is, how long a driver's license is good for in the state of Virginia. In Florida, I think Krina's is good for 7 years. No, 9 years. Her driver's license, Krina's driver's license is good for 9 years. But she applied for it with her green card. Okay, so that's what she did. And so Krina has her military ID, she has her Florida driver's license, she has her green card, she is a joint bank account holder, she has a TJ Maxx card, she's got a Big Lots card, she's got a BJ's Warehouse, a wholesale club card. Her name is all over this part of Florida. Okay, she's on the trash bill, she's on the water bill. So when the bills come in, I print them. Why do I print them now? Krina has her green card. Why do I keep printing these bills with her name on it? Well, that's going to go in her green card application for her 10-year green card, which is going to be in 2026. Is it 2026? Miguel, it's frustrating how we have to wait for green card, but illegal immigrants can get a driver's license so easily. Well, they can't. Illegal immigrants cannot get a driver's license easily unless they're in California, I believe, or New York City. Those two states, okay, they don't respect the government, not the people. The government of California doesn't respect the sovereignty of the United States of America. They don't respect you for doing this the right way. They don't respect you for coming through the process legally by congressional law. So the governor of California is basically saying, the federal government can kiss his backside and he's going to do whatever he wants, and he's going to let all these illegal immigrants get free this and free that and a driver's license. And you know what? Trump is now president-elect of the United States. And if California continues to allow people from communist China, Iran, illegal immigrants I'm talking about, people who are in the country illegally from China, Iran, Mexico, Guatemala, whatever the country is irrelevant. But Trump's gonna find these people who are not here without due process, and he's gonna deport them. He's gonna start with the criminals. But here's the thing: you become a criminal when you enter the United States illegally. Do you know what? If I was to sneak into Mexico illegally and the Mexican Border Patrol, Mexican immigration found me, do you know what the penalty is for me? I'd get fined thousands of dollars. I can be put in jail for 2 years and then deported back to the United States. If I sneak into Mexico, I can be put in jail for 2 years if I'm an illegal. I'm serious. But the president of Mexico is crying herself a liberal tears because she's a Marxist. She's saying, are the illegal Mexicans in Florida, in the United States, are not criminals? Well, they are as soon as they cross the border. But if I enter Mexico illegally, I'm put in jail and I get fined lots of money and I get deported. So what the heck? Don't you get sick and tired of these hypocrites, these Marxists? Like in the president of Mexico, the new president, she's a freaking Marxist, okay? She doesn't like fossil fuels. She doesn't like gasoline-powered cars. She wants everybody living in driving electric cars, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the lady. I got nothing against her. I'm sure she's a good person, but her politics suck. She's crying about how Mexicans shouldn't be considered criminals when they come in our country illegally. But if I was to sneak into Mexico illegally, I go to jail for 2 years. Talk about hypocritical, right? That's what it is. Trump's going to fix it. He's going to fix it, guys. You come to America legally, you get your green card, you get your work permit, you get your social security number, you're good to go. Trump's not going to bother you. He's going to welcome you. But if you sneak in during the next 4 years, forget about it. You ain't going to get nothing. And if California continues to aid and abet the criminal illegals, they're going to lose federal funding, I'm pretty sure. Just my opinion. So don't be frustrated, Miguel. Trump is now at the helm, putting his cabinet together. Larry Piercy. So, Diego, the RFE says, based on documents you submitted, if your sponsors qualified to sponsor based on income, I sent all the income, does 100% TMP count. It is protested because over 20 years. It is protested over 20 years. I am showing over 60K tax-free income, and they say it must be signed. Well, I looked at my copy, and it was signed. Okay, so you write a letter and explain that it's been signed. Okay, if they said it wasn't signed, but you signed it, just explain that you signed it. You got proof you signed it. But you got to understand, USCIS, immigration are looking for income that's taxable on line 9 of the 1040. Okay, they're looking for taxable income. That's what they're looking for. So there was one person that has all this tax-free income, got an RFE for a joint sponsor. He was making plenty of money, but it was all tax-free. So let me see. The RFE, based on documents you submitted, if your sponsor qualified to sponsor based on income. If you're qualified, I sent all the income, does 100% TMP count, and is it protested? You mean prorated over 20 years? I'm showing over 60K tax-free income. And they say it must be signed. Well, I looked at my copy and it was signed. What I would do is just write a letter and say that you signed your documents. Here it is. And here is your income. Do you have bank statements showing the direct deposits of your income? So disabled income does not count. Well, is that what it said in the RFE? Your income doesn't count? Did they say your income is irrelevant? Is that what they're saying? If so, then you should probably be getting a joint sponsor. You're not the first person this has happened to. Okay? If your 1040 tax return, if you don't do it, you probably don't even file a tax return, right? You don't even file a tax return. It's what I'm thinking. If it's all 100% tax free. So my advice to you is just to find a joint sponsor and just to cover you to get this green card moving forward. That's what I would do. Your green card application was perfect. There was no errors in your green card application. It was 100% perfect. Okay, I can guarantee that. But if your income is tax-free for everything, it looks like what they're asking for is a joint sponsor. I think that's what they're looking for. I'm pretty sure. I really need to look at that. I need to look at the letter. I need to read it. That's what I need to do. I need to look at it and read it, so I can give you better advice. But I think you're going to need a joint sponsor if that's the case, if they're not accepting your income as 100% tax-free. Let me see. I think, Larry, don't sweat it, okay? You can fix this. Tuan Benson, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Diego. Moved from Miami to Tampa. You moved north, okay. My wife received green card, driver's license, and social security card. Tuan, Mountain Dew salute. Welcome to Tampa. I don't live in Tampa, but welcome to Tampa. You're further north from Miami, so you don't have so far to drive if there's a hurricane heading towards Central Florida. You can get out of there quicker than if you lived in Miami. Mountain Dew salute to Tuan. Good job. And you're closer to Disney World, too. I think Tampa's, what, about a 3-hour drive to Disney World? It's close. Take your new wife to Disney World. Take lots of pictures. And keep the evidence collecting for your 10-year green card. But good job, Tuan. Larry Piercy, not any space left open. I don't understand that. Ajali, happy Saturday. Diego and Karina, what's going on, Ajali? How is you? How is your family? Look at all those happy smiles. I like to see that. You know, Larry's got an RFE because of income. He makes a lot of money, but it's tax-free. So I don't understand why immigration won't accept it. But I keep seeing this. This is like the third one I've seen. Okay? So my recommendation is just to get a joint sponsor. just to cover two people. It's easy. It's not much. You don't have to be making that much to cover two people. That's my recommendation. Immigration's not look. If you don't have a tax return to submit, and if all you do is submit was your tax-free income, it's good money. You don't need a joint sponsor, but immigration is looking for taxable income for some reason. They're getting stricter on the income, guys. But what I need to do is I need to read the RFE. I need to read it. Twan Benson. Oh, just listen to Diego. Escucha para mí. Everything he tells us is dead on. I'm never wrong, guys. Thank you for all you do for us. Twan, I'll give you a Mountain Dew salute. I want to see you get reunited with your families. I want to see you get your green cards, your visas, K1s, spousal visas. Mountain Dew salute to Twan. I want to see you get your families together. And immigration is making it harder, right? Twan, look at that super.
Thank you.
That's a super chat. Oh, Karina, no, super chat. Twan, look at that super chat. Thank you, Twan. That's a Mountain Dew salute right there. Twan, you're a great supporter of this channel. Karina and I appreciate you. This is my last Mountain Dew. This is it. I got to buy more. I got to go to Walmart tomorrow. I think, what's today? Today's Saturday. Sunday's a good day to go to Walmart early in the morning because there's hardly anybody in there. And I don't have to wait in line forever. Miguel, not if we go into World War III, Diego. We're not going into World War III. Let me tell you. President Biden is an absolute incompetent idiot for telling the Ukrainians that they can use our long-range missiles to hit Russia with. The founding fathers of our country in our Constitution, this is for U.S. citizenship information, when you become a citizen. George Washington, our first president, the father of our country, he said, we must not stick our noses into foreign altercations. We shouldn't get involved in foreign, this country's attacking this country. We need to keep our freaking noses out of their business. Let them figure it out. But what did Biden do? President Biden, he said, okay, you guys can use our long-range missiles and start shooting at Russians. What's President Putin going to do? He's going to say, you ain't going to do that, Mr. President Biden. I want to put your embassy as a target in Kiev. The U.S. embassy in Ukraine is probably on his hit list for destruction. And the British embassy also, because the British are letting them use their shadow missiles. Okay? But are we going to go to World War III? No. Do you know what I think? I think President Trump has already spoken to President Putin and President Zelensky. He's talked to all three of them. And he said, listen up, guys, quit this crap of killing each other. We're all going to get together. We're going to talk and we're going to stop this right away. As soon as I'm telling you, even before Trump gets into the White House, I think he's going to stop this insanity of Ukrainians and Russians killing each other. And then the American U.S. government allowing us to launch these long-range missiles into Russia that are our missiles. We need those missiles here in America to protect us in America. We don't need to be protecting other countries. That's according to the Constitution. Okay, so we're not going into World War III. So what I think Putin is doing is playing a psychological warfare game with the President Biden right now. He's trying to get Biden all nervous and scared. So Biden's hiding under the Oval Office desk, thinking that America's going to get hit. Putin's not going to attack the United States between now and January 20th. He's not going to attack our embassies. He's just saying that he is, okay? But he's not going to. Because Trump's already spoken to Putin. Hey, dude, I'm almost in the White House. I'm going to stop these wars, okay? Calm down. We understand that you're angry that our missiles are now hitting Russia. We're sorry about that. Trump's probably already saying he's going to stop all this nonsense very soon. But right now, Trump doesn't have the authority. He doesn't get the authority till January 20th when he does this. On January 20th, when he does this, he's the president. He's going to start signing executive orders to bring law and order back into the world, not just the United States of America. Now, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat, but I'm not stupid. I know that if that if you start launching missiles into Russia that are American made, Putin's going to consider that an act of war against us. What if Russians were starting launching missiles into Miami? What if the Russians gave the Cubans missiles to launch into Miami? What would we do? We wouldn't be very happy about that, would we? But there's no difference, right? It's the shoe on the other foot. There's not going to be World War III. Trump, thank the Lord, got elected president. Okay, not because he's a Republican, but because he is a man with freaking common sense in his head, and he's going to stop all this nonsense. Okay, so guys, relax. Okay, there's not going to be World War III. Trump's already talking to Putin. Trust me on that one. Let me see here. I want to make sure. Larry Piercy, disabled income doesn't count. At this point, I'm not seeing it counting because it's not taxable. Does not say don't count, no tax return. I need to read it. No, I will not do that. I'm going to sue them. You can't sue the federal government, Larry. You cannot sue immigration over an RFE. Number one, an immigration attorney is going to take about $3,000 or $4,000 from you. And number two, a federal judge is going to laugh at you when he gets the case and he files a subpoena with the immigration folks, and the immigration says, okay, federal judge, you can take it. It's out of our hands. The USCIS is going to give it to a federal judge, and then you're going to spend $4,000, and then a federal judge is going to look at it and say, Mr. Larry, the rule says you got to have this kind of income, and if you don't have it, you don't qualify. And you wasted all that money on the immigration attorney. And I'm telling you for free how to fix this. It's not costing you a penny to sit on this channel and learn how to do this without paying these attorneys. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm just telling you how it works. I know how it works. My recommendation is to get a joint sponsor, Larry, and that will solve your problem immediately. Okay? I'll help you, but I need to read that RFE and see if that's the solution. And you say, Francois, good evening. Mrs. Francois Livingston. Good evening, Diego and Karina, on this lovely Saturday in November. It's very close to Thanksgiving, and we are all thankful for I'm thankful for Karina and her family. I'm thankful for you guys to join us on this beautiful Saturday where I can help you. And I'm going to help Larry Piercy overcome this little technical difficulty that he has. It's not going to be a problem. I just got to read the RFE. I got to see what it says. As soon as I read it, I can fix it. And Larry says, let's go eat tomorrow. Mañana, hambriento. I'm always hungry, Larry. If you want to go eat tomorrow, we can do that. You just got to tell us what time. I'll help you. But I need to read that RFE. Okay, I need to read it. Venna Bob, good night, Diego and Karina. I received my green card yesterday and my social security card today. Thanks for all your help. I appreciate it. Venna Bob, Mountain Dew salute. Green card in the mail, social security card in the hand, everything. Mountain Dew salute to Venna. We're helping pull you over the finish line. I'm going to help pull you over the finish line, Larry, also. And I'm sitting in this new chair. Karina bought me this new chair. Today, Karina's working. She's doing great. So she bought me this new chair to sit in for the live stream. She said the other chair was squeaky. Like squeaking. And it was old and it was falling apart. But I liked it because it was comfy. Well, that's my garage chair now. When I'm sitting in the garage, I can sit in that chair. And now I've got this brand new chair to sit in. Shiku Dumbaya, good Diego, how are you doing? I do a copy of my marriage certificate, but the witness that signed the papers is different from the first one and also the different date. Don't worry about it. Shiku. Go to the government office who processed your marriage license and your marriage certificate and have them print you 5 certified copies. You need 5 certified copies of your marriage certificate. 5. 1 for your 2-year green card. 1 for your 10-year green card. 1 for you. 1 for backup copy in case immigration lose one, and 1 for your U.S. citizenship application. But you're going to also need to include that paperwork for your daughter, who is what? She's 11 years old? 12, 11, 12, you got a 12-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old daughter, right? When you file for her green card, you're going to have to include a copy of your certified marriage certificate for her green card application also. They're two separate applications. So I would probably get 8 copies certified by the clerk of the court. About 8 copies of your marriage certificate, certified, stamped, and signed. This is a true certified copy in black ink or blue ink, but black ink's preferable. And that way you got all those marriage certificates for the future. Right down here in there, I got 4 copies of my certified marriage certificate. Man, I got 4 more. Okay, I'm ready for Karina's 10-year green card already. We got enough evidence for her 10-year green card. But we're going to keep collecting it and collecting it and collecting it. You know, it is what it is. This process never ends until you become a U.S. citizen, basically. Let me see here. So, Shiku, what is your question? You got certified. Don't worry about the different names. Just go to the clerk of the court and get 5 certified copies or 6 certified copies of your marriage certificate. You're going to need them in the future. Okay. Larry Piercy, I am really upset. How can they say a shut-up veteran is useless income? It's not useless income. It's just non-taxable income. Immigration want to see you paying Uncle Biden money for his vacations to Delaware. If you don't pay tax on all that wonderful income that you earned as a combat veteran, and you're not paying tax on it, how are you going to pay for Uncle Biden to go on vacation to Delaware to his beach house? You can't, right? So you're not paying into Biden's holiday fund, right? But I am. Okay, when I file my federal taxes in January with Karina, we're going to be funding Biden's vacation to Delaware. They want to see taxable income. Okay, you're a shut-up veteran, and we appreciate your service. And I was in the military also. Okay, but USCIS want to see money going into the federal coffers from sponsors, U.S. citizen sponsors. They want to see money going into the federal government. Okay, that's what they're looking for. And I don't make the rules, but I'm just trying to help you overcome this little obstacle, and you can overcome it very easily. But I need to read the RFE before I give you any more information, okay? Tawan Benson, 2 hours from Tampa, and intend to do exactly that. Happy Thanksgiving to you and Karina. Tawan, your great minds think alike. It's a 2-hour drive from Tampa to Disney World. I'm going to take Karina to Disney World. I know it's ran by a bunch of whatever, but Karina wants to go to Mission Space. She wants to ride Mission Space. I want to ride Mission Space. So Tuan gets a Mountain Dew salute. And thank you for that super chat, Tuan. 2-hour drive to Disney World. Go on Mission Space. I think it's in Epcot is where it's at. There's 2 rides you can ride on Mission to Mars. Mission to Mars. Ride the scary one. The scary one's pretty good. I mean, you really get jacked around, okay? And you really feel some G-forces in the Mission to Mars space flight. Let me see here. Francois, Larry Piercy, things will be okay. That's correct. Diego pulled me out of a messy RFE. Yes, I did. Look where I am now. Happily married. Francois, you had a messy green card. No, you had a messy K-1 visa application. It was like it was nuked by USCIS. It was totally nuked, right? And you didn't think you were going to get it. And then you found this channel, your channel. And guess what? Now you got the K-1. Now you're married. Now you're working on the green card. Okay? I'm just glad you found the channel, because you would have been spending $4 or $5 grand on an immigration attorney to do for you what I can do for you right here for no charge. Right, Francois? You can do this, Larry. Larry, how can we find out about this? I am a much part of the federal government as they are. Larry, USCIS is Homeland Security. It's like Homeland Security on steroids, okay? Homeland Security on steroids is USCIS. Let me read the RFE. Let me read it, and then I'll get you on the right path to where you're supposed to be. And then your wife will get her green card. I got it? Chris and Emil, hi, my fiance is about 3 hours to San Francisco. We'll be arriving. Chris and Emil, now she's flying from the Philippines, right? From the Philippines. Our friends in the beautiful Philippines. I think I want to take Karina to the Philippines. I want to, in the future, when she's American, okay, I want to take her to Cebu, historic place. because remember, South America, right? In South America, Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Ecuador, Bolivia, they kicked the Spanish out. Simon Bolivar booted the Spanish out of South America. He said, "Get out of my country," right? The Filipinos, they did the same thing with Payo. I think his name's Payo. They kicked the Spanish out of the Philippines, and there was a big battle in Cebu. And that's where I think they killed the brave and heroic Filipino got killed, but the Philippines kicked the Spanish out of the Philippines, and Simon Bolivar kicked the Spanish out of South America, and we kicked the British out of the United States. I don't know about the Canadians. I don't know what they're doing. Or the Australians, they're good. We love Australia, but they still seem to be hanging on to the royal family. It's like, okay, whatever. But that's up to them. I mean, I'm not disrespecting him. But Simon Bolivar, I learned a lot when I was in Colombia. Simon Bolivar is very, very, it's like George Washington of America. And I can't remember if it's Payo, but he got killed in a big battle with the Spanish, but he kicked the Spanish out of the Philippines. So the Spanish need to stay in Spain, right? They quit invading other countries. And Larry Piercy, I'm going to help you, Larry. You got to chill, man. Relax. It's fixable. You're not being denied anything. You're being asked for information. I got to see what it is. Chris and Emil, fiance is 3 hours to San Francisco. And Larry Piercy, I'm hot, Franny. I understand that you are very angry, Larry, but being angry isn't going to fix nothing. And immigration is not going to be helping you if you're angry. Shiku, because I ordered some certified copies yesterday for my application, because you said they need certified copies. That's correct. But the witness date is different from the first one. Don't worry about it. I am worried. You are good. Shiku, quit looking for stuff. Quit looking for stuff. If I was to go down to the government office tomorrow or on Monday and say, I need a certified copy of our marriage certificate, it's going to be dated November 25th, 2024. We got married January of 2024, January 14th. So it's going to be dated November 25th. It's irrelevant. They just want to see certified copies. Clerk of the court, signed and dated. In 5 years from now, don't wait for another year and a half to go by and then go get a certified copy of your marriage certificate for your 10-year green card. Get them all this month. Get them before this month, okay? Shiku, you got it? Relax, Shiku. Now, Shiku, I helped get your daughter to the United States, right? You were having a panic attack over the K1 and the K2. You didn't have an appointment. You didn't have her DS-160 filled out. You did all this, and she was at that time, she wasn't coming here. And then you found the channel, and guess what I did? I took you out of that maze, and I got you in the right direction and got your daughter to the United States, right? So you got to have confidence in what I'm telling you, Shiku. The date is irrelevant. You got it? And the name on it's irrelevant. The clerk of the court can change. The other clerk could have the day off. I'm taking my day off, and a new person signs it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I know you're not from the United States, okay? It's not your country, but you're learning. You're learning that is your country. You're learning how this place operates, okay? And I'm just grateful that I was able to help you get your daughter to America, because at that point back in time, you were done. She was blocked. But you know what I did? I unblocked it for you. Didn't I? Didn't I unblock it for you? And now guess what? Your daughter's in America with you. And now you're worried about a date? Don't worry, Shiku. I've got you covered, okay? I've got your back, okay? Twan Benson, there you go. Replenish Mountain Dew. This is my last one, Twan. And you hit us with that super chat. So tomorrow I can go to Walmart early while everybody else is in bed, and I can go restock for next week's live stream. Another Mountain Dew salute to Twan Benson for that super chat. Let me see here. Francois. Let's see. I'm going to page down. Francois. Just chill, Larry. It doesn't help to be mad, but things will be okay. Believe and have faith. You got this far and one step closer for the green card for your wife. That's right. It's just a little hiccup. Larry gets a hiccup and he wants to throw frag grenades into the bunker. Relax. Larry Piercy, this needs to be on your list to find out they passed the I-134 affidavit of income. Yes, they did. Your income was good. It is good. I have more veterans coming to you with possibly the same problem. I will fix it. Okay? I will fix it. Shiku, my first witness date signed was July 16th, which is 2 days after my wedding. Okay, don't worry about it. It's all good. The date's irrelevant. What they want to see is you are legally married. And here's the certificate. Signed by you, your husband, and the witness, and the person that married you. And the date you got married is all on that certificate. But when you certify it, when you recertify it, it's going to be the date of certification, which is going to be today's November 23rd, 2024. Shiku, relax. You got it. Chill out. You are good. You're good. Let's see. Francois. It seems we can't do certain things without a social security card. Yeah, you'll get it, Francois. It just takes about a week to 10 days. It's going to be mailed to Hamid from Baltimore, Maryland. Karina couldn't do anything without her social security card. She was like, I want to get on the bank. I want to do this. I want to go. And I'm like, yeah, I want her on the bank. But we couldn't do it. That's why immigration gives you 90 days to do this stuff, to get this all done. It's a 90-day turnaround. You get married in 90 days. And in 60 days, you get all the documents together. You get married within the first 2 weeks of entering America. You've been in America 2 weeks, you get married. And then you got about, another 50 or 60 days to put all this green card package together. You can do it. It's not difficult. It's just stressful. If you don't know what you're doing, it's stressful and it's time consuming. And you're like in a big hurry because you want to get the green card process started. I got to have my green card in my hand. Take a time out. Take a chill pill. Wait 50 days. Put together the green card application properly. Don't mess it up. And guess what? You'll get it in the mail without another face-to-face. Let me see here. 5 minutes of soccer. Hello, Diego and Karina. What's going on? 5 minutes of soccer. How are you and how's your family? Larry Piercy, that's not right. I'm on here because I don't have friends. Well, it's okay not to have friends. It's all good. The more friends you have, the more drama you got to put up with, right? Ask Karina. She knows everybody in Colombia, and she got more friends here than I've ever had in my life because she's such a good person. She's a good person. Me, I'm just hang out here, Francois, lots to be thankful for every year, but especially this year. I'm thankful for Karina. I'm thankful she's my wife. 5 minutes of soccer. What is the minimum I need to have in my bank account savings and checking for the I-134? 0. You don't have to have any money in your checking account, but you got to meet certain income requirements. You got to pay. And it depends on how big is your family. What's your family size? How big is your family? How many people are you sponsoring? How many people? What's the number on your I-134? Immigration want to see how much money you make per year. They couldn't care less about what's in your bank account. They really don't care. If you got $10 or $10,000, okay, it would only be relevant if your income isn't quite sufficient to meet the minimum income requirements to qualify for the benefit. But if you got $1 million in your savings account and you only make $1 a year, you're going to qualify for the benefit because you don't really need to work if you got $1 million in the bank, right? Do you? That's what they're looking for. If your income is good and it's above the threshold, your savings account is really not relevant. But you can put down whatever you got. Whatever you have, if you want to include it, put it on your I-134. Shiku, you got to quit worrying about the date. The witness date is irrelevant. They want to see the certification. That's all. Okay? Larry Piercy, watch. Francois, it seems we can't do certain things without a social security card. That's right. Karina couldn't either. Karina couldn't. She was like, okay, well, we'll just wait for my social security card. Then the post office lost it. They did. They lost her freaking social security card. So I filed an investigation with the Postal Service. And guess what? The next day it showed up. Imagine that. It was late. I'm like, where the heck is your social security card? It should be. I already know that it was in the Pueblo here. It was already in the town here. I knew it was here because I got informed delivery. I got a notification that Karina's going to get. There's a photograph of her social security card. So I know it was here in town, but they lost it. So I dropped an investigation on them. Boom! It showed up the next day. Here it is. I'm sorry, we couldn't. It was stacked up. I don't want to hear freaking excuses. That's why I use FedEx, UPS, and DHL. Now, if you work for the Postal Service, God bless you. But I use FedEx, DHL, and UPS. And what do we have here? We have a Francois super chat from Francois. Thank you, Francois. You two are the best. Always supportive, positive, and full of motivation for all. That's right. Mountain Dew salute to Francois. Now, Francois, you're not going to be don't be mailing your green card application until I have gone over it with you. Okay, Francois, thank you, Francois, for that super chat. But don't be mailing your green card application. Is going to take another 40, 50 days to put together. Don't be in a rush. 5 minutes of soccer. I'm the petitioner. Okay, you're the sponsor. Very good. Larry Piercy, what time for TRH? You tell me. Tomorrow is a free day. Tomorrow, Karina doesn't have to work. I mean, whatever time's best for you. But what I need to do is I got to read the RFE, Larry. I need to read it. You tell me tomorrow what time, and we'll be there. Okay, and I'll help you so you can get through this. Let me see. We got another. Looks like a 5 minutes of soccer is a super sticker. Thank you. Thankful for Diego and Karina from 5 minutes of soccer and Shiku. Man, a super sticker from Shiku. We give Shiku a big heart. Shiku, we appreciate you. I got to drink Mountain Dew 3 times now. Once for Francois. And one for 5 minutes of soccer. And one for Shiku. There we go. Now I'm good. Now I can stock up on Mountain Dew. We're going to get you through this process, guys. Right? Ask Francois. I mean, now Denise Jefferson, she wrote publicly on the channel that she has to go to her face-to-face interview with her husband Kenneth. She lives in Utah for her green card application. She's the first person that I've seen on this channel have to go for a green card interview. Okay, other than the person who was from California, Los Angeles, and that guy was an idiot. But Denise Jefferson has to go to a green card interview. And she's good. You know, sometimes it's the luck of the draw. The immigration officers haven't got anything to do. They're bored out of their freaking mind. They say, okay, well, let's do a green card interview. Okay. And Shiku, another super chat from Shiku. That's 2 from Shiku. And Francois also. Francois, Hamid and I are super thankful for the one support and guidance. Gobble, gobble. It's almost Thanksgiving. And we're thankful for all of you guys, okay? I'm going to get you these green cards and these K1 visas. I'm going to get them for you if you qualify for the benefit. Larry, you qualify for the benefit. You just got to overcome the tax-free income. Remember, who's president right now? Who's president? Biden. What does he like to do? He tried to hire 86,000 IRS agents to go and investigate us to make sure we are paying our taxes on our tips. And, you know, you're working at Home Depot, you're flipping burgers at McDonald's. And Biden wanted to make sure you weren't making any extra cash under the table. So he said he's going to hire 86,000 IRS agents, not Border Patrol agents. He doesn't care about the border. He wants to hire IRS agents to come after you. Well, Trump put an end to all that. So did the Congress, the new Congress. And Trump said, you're an idiot. We're not going to be doing that. We're going to hire Border Patrol officers to keep our border secure. And that frees up immigration officers to help you get your green cards and your K-1 visas. That's what we're supposed to be doing for the last 4 years. But Biden isn't that. He's a socialist. Okay, he's like Maduro in Venezuela. They should be drinking buddies. Seriously, Maduro and Biden should go on vacation together somewhere. Where, I don't know. Cuba, perhaps. I feel sorry for the people of Cuba. The Cubans are good people. They're fantastic people, but they're stuck with a communist government, like in Venezuela. The people suffer. Why do the Cubans have so much poverty? Why is Venezuela in so much poverty? Because the freaking government, okay, has dismantled capitalism and said, you're going to work for us. What happens? Can you name any communist country that actually functions? I mean, you could say communist China, but those people, okay, if they don't do what they're told, they go to prison. Let's see here. Larry Pearson, that's not right. I'm agreeing with you. Let me see. Karina's helping me here. Tomorrow, Larry, we can go to TRH. Just let me know what time, okay? We'll be there for you. I'm going to help you. It's very important. I look at it. Brownie RSPS, when I go to the Social Security office, will they give me a Social Security number or an ITIN? No. Listen, Brownie RSPS, you do not want an ITIN. An ITIN is for illegal immigrants. If you entered the country illegally, you can get an ITIN number and file taxes. Thank you, Marxist Biden, for letting freaking illegal immigrants get an ITIN number, Social Security number. You are a Brownie. You are a legal permanent resident entering the United States of America. You are legal here. You are not qualifying for an ITIN number. You qualify for a Social Security number. When you go to the Social Security office, you're going to give them your I-94. Don't forget your I-94 and your passport, your British passport. They're going to, welcome to America. You got your K-1. Here's your I-94. And then they will process your Social Security card and they will mail it to you. It takes about 10 days to get it. And it's going to come from Baltimore, Maryland. When you get your Social Security card, the front of it's going to say, cannot work without Homeland Security approval. Don't panic. That's okay. That just means you can't work with the Social Security card. You got to wait for your work permit and or your green card. Okay. So you get your green card in your hand. You go back to the Social Security office. Okay. And you say, here's my green card. I'm a legal permanent resident. The Social Security officer or the lady, whoever, will go in the computer, change your status to legal permanent resident, and then they will mail you a second Social Security card, with your husband's last name on it, if you so decide to take his last name. And all that verbiage that says work permit by Homeland Security approval goes away. As soon as you get your green card, so you go to the Social Security office, you apply for your Social Security number with your I-94 and your passport. And then when it comes in, when you get your green card, you go back and do the same thing over again. And this time they'll mail you a new card without any of that verbiage written all over it. And you're good to go. That's how it works. 5 minutes of soccer. Don't worry about your savings account as long as your income is good. If you said you make $70,000 a year, you don't need to put anything down for savings or checkings on your I-134. Just leave it blank. Let me see. So Brownie, do you understand what I just said? You don't get your Social Security number when you go to the Social Security office. They will mail it to you. It gets mailed to you from Baltimore, Maryland. Okay? You don't get it until they mail it to you. It takes about a week to 10 days. CQ, I did that already, but the date is from the first witness. Is it a problem? No, it's not a problem, CQ. You are perfectly good. CQ's good to go. Everybody tell CQ she's good to go. She's good. Your dates are perfect. Larry Piercy, lunch tomorrow if they're open. Tomorrow is Sunday. Is cerrado mañana? Is el restaurante cerrado mañana? I don't know if it's open tomorrow, Larry. Maybe you can Google it. I can't do a Google. I'm in the middle of a live stream. But maybe you could Google it on your phone and see if they're open tomorrow. And if they're open tomorrow, we'll meet you there and I'll go over the RFE with you. And we'll get you back on the right path so that Mogi can get a green card. Tell me if it's open. Google it. I can't Google right now. I'm doing this. Let's see here. CQ, good. Chris and Emma, I will receive my fiance on Sunday at 9 a.m. in the morning. Well, we're going to give you a Mountain Dew salute. Let me first put some. First, I'm going to put all this pixie dust over Larry's RFE. Now, Larry doesn't like pixie dust, but I'm going to give him some pixie dust. This fixes it right away. And I'm going to give a Mountain Dew salute to Chris and Emma because he's going to be in his prometida tomorrow in San Francisco, right? Is she going to be flying into San Francisco? Or is she going to get a connecting flight from San Francisco and then fly to Washington State? How's that working out? But if she arrives in San Francisco, are you going to drive her south? Are you going to drive her to Washington State from San Francisco? I don't know. Karina's my administrative okay, let's see. Let me see. Karina's got this under control here. Ajali, my fiance is going for his medical on December 9th and the biometrics December 17th. He's excited. Ajali, fantastic. I'm glad you're going to repeat the medical exam. Repeat the medical exam, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Get to America. I don't care if you had a medical exam in Bogota, in Santiago, Chile, in Rio de Janeiro. I don't care if you had your medical exam in Manila at the St. Luke's Extension. Repeat it once you get to the United States. Mountain Dew salute to Chris and Emma. Repeat the medical exam, okay? There's some immigration officers just looking for the vaccination documents. Some immigration officers are looking for the medical exam and the vaccination documents. Well, how do you know how do you know what consular officer you're going to get? You don't know. It's like playing craps in Las Vegas. You don't know, right? So what are you going to do? Repeat the medical exam, pay the doctor. It's not that much money for a green card medical. It's not much. Just repeat it. Put it in the green card application, and then you don't have to worry about it. But good job, Ajali. Let's see. Terrence Timbago, hello, Diego and Karina. How are you guys doing? We are good. How are you? How is your family, Terrence? Francois Livingston, wonderful news, Ajali. One step closer to be reunited with your fiance. Super happy for you both. Yeah, Ajali, don't forget, once you get to America, once you're in America, repeat everything. Repeat the medical exam, okay? David Machejo, we have known each other since 2019. We became friends, so we used chat up to 2022. Then 2023, in October, we started our relationship up to date. Is there a problem for that time we didn't connect? No, it's good. Immigration want to see this. This is what immigration want to see. They want to see how you developed your relationship over time. Okay? Immigration don't want to see you go into Facebook, find somebody online in a foreign country, chat to them for a week, go fly over there and see them and spend a week with them, fly back, and then file for a K-1 visa. So you've known each other for a month and you've met once for a week. You met the qualifications, right? The Congress of the United States says you have to have met each other once within 2 years before you file the green card, right? Or the K-1, excuse me. But you got to develop a relationship. We dated for over a year. I was living in Colombia and flying back and forth for a year. I stayed for 5 months. I stayed for 5 weeks before I filed the K1. And then I went back to Colombia and stayed there for 10 months. I got permission from the Colombian government. I didn't sneak in across the border. I followed Colombian immigration law. You know, if I break immigration law in Colombia, I get, if you overstay your tourist visa in Colombia for 2 weeks, it's a $500 fine. Colombia has strict immigration laws, just like Mexico, just like Uruguay, just like the Philippines, India, Australia, England. The whole world has immigration laws. Apparently, the United States is the only country in the world that lets anybody just walk in across the southern border and do whatever they want. That's coming to a halt. January 20th. That's going to end under the new leadership of President Trump. So, David, you need to include all the evidence of your relationship as friends all the way up until 2023 and up to now, up to November 23rd of 2024. You put together a timeline of your relationship. If you're getting ready to apply for your K1 visa, okay, make sure you qualify for the benefit. Make sure you met each other, spent time together. Make sure your income is good. Okay, you're good to go. The question is it a problem to include that? The time when you didn't connect? No, it's good. I'm putting pixie dust all over you there, David, because you're going to get your K1 visa. Well, not you, your future bride is. Nikki Okoli, hi Diego and Karina. Do the adjustment of K1 status have a timeline? It's about 6 to 9 months to go from NOA 1 to NOA 2. The question is from Nikki, does the adjustment of K1 status have a timeline? Well, you go NOA 1 letter, then you get NOA 2 letter, then you get your MVC welcome letter, then you get the embassy sends you a packet, a K1, it sends you an email with information on how to schedule the appointment, and then you get the in transit status, and you get the ready status, and then you pay the visa fee, and then you schedule the appointment at the embassy for the interview. Then you schedule the biometrics. You go to the visa interview, and then you get the K1 visa. That's the timeline. K1 visa is easy. The spousal visa is a little different of a process. With a spousal visa, it's a little bit more complicated, a little bit more different, it's a little harder. It's much harder. Okay, and it's longer wait time, but it's cheaper. Spousal visa, a CL1, IR1 spousal visa is a lot less money than a K1 visa, but the K1 is much easier to process. I support the K1 all the way. I could have got married to Karina in Colombia and filed a spousal visa, but I know that a spousal visa is a pain in the ass to file. So I said, no, we're doing K1. So we had a big engagement party at our apartment in Bogota for her family to come over in 2021. Let me see here. That's the timeline, Nikki. Urban Guitar Legend update. I filed the I-129F on June 24th. So you filed for the K1 visa on June 24th. It was approved on November 5th by USCIS. So it looks a little over 4 months. My fiance is in Madagascar. That's correct. Urban Guitar Legend. I remember you telling me that she was from Madagascar, but a Mountain Dew salute for the K1 visa getting approved. Okay, number one, congratulations. Hopefully the channel helped you with that process somewhat. And I'm glad you didn't use an attorney. I saved you $4,000 at least. Madagascar, they have these kind of marsupials there, these monkeys or some kind of animal in Madagascar. You told me what it was, but I can't remember what their names are. It's a very unique animal that lives in Madagascar in the trees. And I can't remember what it's called. Shame on me. Okay. But I learn stuff every day from you guys about your countries and different countries that you live in. Ajali, thank you, Francois Terrence. My fiance received her passport and her U.S. visa on it, but one letter, that's why I say check the freaking K1, one letter on her, but one letter on my last name was spelled wrong. So is that going to be an issue? Nah, not if it's one. No, you're good. One letter isn't going to be a problem. Okay. It's the embassy made the mistake. If you want to contact the embassy and have them correct it, you can do that. If you want to, you can have them correct it at the embassy. But in my opinion, I don't think it's going to be an issue. But you need to write a letter of explanation when you file for the green card. So when you file for the green card, you got to get a copy of your K-1 visa and put it in the application. You got to say, well, there's one letter on my name was spelled wrong by the embassy in whatever country you're working through on this K-1. Or you can call the embassy up and have them correct the spelling mistake. But find out how long it's going to take. Okay? They might be able to do it right away for you. Call the embassy. See if they can fix it. Francois, you're welcome at Ajali. Just buckle up as things will move super fast from this point on. Hope your move went well. Francois is 100% correct. Francois is always top of the class. She's always top of the class. Francois, Diego, what's a good amount of pictures to send with the green card? I would submit 40 pictures. 15 pictures of the wedding. Okay? And 25 pictures from when you started the relationship to when he got to and while you're in America with family and friends. Submit about 40 pictures. That's what I submitted. 40 pictures. It was I think it was 40. 15 pictures of our wedding and about 25 pictures of when we started dating up until we Karina's in Miami and then here. I took her to a town north of here close to Alabama. And we went to this little town that's very historical, and it was an oil town back in the day. And that was on that was on February 28th of 2024. February 28th, 2024. I took Karina to this oil town. We took pictures there, and we mailed the green card application February 29th, the next day. I included pictures from our trip to the oil town in the green card application, plus when we started dating. So when you file your green card application, okay, you need to include pictures from when you started dating all the way up to the day before you filed the green card application. It's about 40 pictures. But you want to include a lot of pictures from the wedding. That's what they want to see also. So Terrence, go ahead and contact the embassy and see if they can fix that typo. I'll say one letter off. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but I would call the embassy and ask them. But to me, I don't think it's an issue. Let me see here. Now, if it was a massive typo where everything was wrong, the date of birth was wrong, if there's the whole name was messed up, that's one thing. But a typo, it's like the person hit the wrong key. And immigration is not stupid. They're going to know that. Okay. It was immigration that created the problem. I don't think it's not going to be a problem. So Francois, what's a good amount of pictures to send? 40 pictures. 40. That's what I submitted. Well, that's what, we printed off right here. I got a brand new printer. I had to buy, I wore this other printer out with this K-1 and green card application. I wore it out. I had a Canon printer, and I've had it for years. And I was printing and printing and printing and printing pictures and photos and paperwork. Print. K-1 visa, green card, photos. And then 3 days ago, I was printing the trash bill with Karina's name on it to include in her 10-year green card application. And the printer went, boom, call technical support. Well, I don't have time to call technical support when I'm trying to print stuff for a freaking green card 10-year. So do you know what I did? I didn't call technical support. I ripped it off I ripped all the paper. I took it off my desk and I went into Amazon and I hired a freaking new one. I bought a new one. I got it yesterday. And then Karina helped me install it because I couldn't figure it out. We have another, I didn't see it, but Urban Guitar Legend. Look at that fantastic super chat from Urban Guitar Legend. That's awesome. Your channel helped immensely. Madagascar lemurs. It's lemurs. I'm writing that down. No, I'm writing that down because I want to study up on those animals because I know they're pretty. Okay, and I think it's a Mountain Dew salute to Urban Guitar Legend. Your channel helped immensely. It's not my channel. It's your channel, guys. Your channel helped immensely. Madagascar is lemurs. They live in trees. I remember that. Mountain Dew, Hardy's Breakfast Fund. Yeah, that's exactly right. We appreciate you, Urban Guitar Legend. Thank you. Now we're going to run up here. More? Mass? Where? How much further? Right here. Okay. So, Francois, 40 pictures. Urban Guitar Legend. After an inquiry to the National Visa Center, they said, if I have not received a communication from the National Visa Center about the case within 60 days from the I-797, that's the approval, please contact them. Okay. But here's what you do. You got your NOA2 letter with the approval. Contact the NVC in about, I would say, 60 days if you don't hear anything. And then that will extend your NOA2 letter. If you look at on your NOA2 letter, there's a 4-month expiration date on there. It's 4 months of window of time, right? Do you remember looking at that? When you look at the NOA2 letter, you're going to see your fiance's alien registration number also under her name. So you look at the NOA2 letter. Just pretend this is the NOA2 letter. It's going to say, from here to here is when the NOA2 letter expires. Here's her name. Under her name is going to be her alien registration number. You're going to need the alien registration number for the I-134. Okay? When you maintain contact with the National Visa Center, they will extend your NOA2 letter. Okay? You got it? So don't panic if your NOA2 letter expires and you're in the middle of doing processing. Like Karina, her NOA2 letter expired September of 2023. I couldn't schedule her K1 visa interview in the embassy, at the U.S. Embassy in Bogota till November 16th, 2023. Her NOA2 letter had been expired for 3 months. Was I worried about it? No, because I'm in contact with the embassy. I'm in contact with the NVC. That's how it works. Maintain contact and your NOA2 letter gets extended. If you just don't maintain contact after your NOA2 letter expires, if you can't prove contact with the National Visa Center and or the embassy, when you go to the visa interview, they may deny the K1. Oh, you didn't contact us for freaking 4 months. And now you're here for the interview. They're going to think you abandoned it. You got to maintain contact with the embassy and immigration all the time, every 2 weeks. Okay. So Urban Guitar Legend, that do what they tell you to do. After 60 days, send the MVC an inquiry, okay? That will extend your NOA2 letter. Shiku, thank you very much, Diego. I believe everything you say. I was just waiting for your response. Thank you. I have it all together for 4 copies. For one, thank you for the information. You're welcome. Don't worry about the dates or signatures, okay? The clerk of the court changes from day to day. The date's going to change. If I go to the clerk of the court's office on Monday and ask for another certified copy of certified marriage certificate, they will do it. I'll pay the $20. They'll certify it. Boom. And the date's going to be November 25th, 2024. And the clerk of the court could be a different person. I don't care. I couldn't care less what the date is or what the clerk of the court's name is. What I care about is it's certified and immigration can see we got married. I've got 5 of them down here in the desk. 10-year green card. U.S. citizenship. Got to plan ahead. Our own personal copy. Francois Livingston. So if Hamid arrived in the United States on October 8th, 2024, we got married November 8th, 2024. When do you think is a good time to send everything in? Please and thank you. Okay? November, December. I would submit the green card application the first week of January. Because what you can do, Francois, here's what you should, here's my opinion. Here's my opinion. If you can file your taxes with with Hamid, Francois, if you can file a joint tax return with Hamid in January, get your W-2s. If you can do it, if you can get your W-2s early, normally the cutoff, the U.S. government says you got to have the W-2s in your hand by January 31, the max, right? You should get your W-2s probably the second week of January. File a joint tax return with Hamid. Include the joint tax return with Hamid in your green card application, and that's when you send it off. Send it off in January after you filed your taxes, after you've paid your taxes. Once you've paid your taxes so that Uncle Biden can go on vacation to Delaware, and Nancy Pelosi can buy more wine for her refrigerator. Okay, that's why we pay taxes, right? They use taxpayer money to waste. They waste all this freaking money that we pay. Once you've filed your taxes, Francois, with Hamid, do a joint tax return. You got married in 2024. You can file a joint tax return in 2025. Get your W-2 or W-2s, file a joint tax return, and then once you've done, make a copy of your 1040, make a copy of your W-2, okay? And whatever else taxes you got, you're going to pay taxes on your interest. You're going to pay taxes on your. Don't you have like a monthly stipend coming in from some investment? Pay your taxes. Include the tax return in your green card application. That's what I did. Okay. I normally pay my taxes in April. I don't want to give Biden any money any sooner than he's going to get it. So I usually pay. What I do is I mail my tax return, my taxes usually on April 14th, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So they don't cash my check until like April 16th or 17th. But this year I filed my taxes in January. Okay. It's not because I wanted to give Uncle Biden more money for his vacations. It's because I wanted to file a joint tax return. Okay. But I couldn't because we were married. But I wanted to get my taxes in early. We couldn't file a joint tax return because we were married in 2024. So I couldn't file a tax return for 2024. But Francois, I filed my taxes in January early because I needed to show my income was increased. Because remember, I've been in Colombia for a year, so my income went down like this. I went back to work when I came back to America, so my income was back up here. So I paid my taxes in January of 2024 to show my increased income. So I didn't get an RFE for, you don't make enough money. Okay. That's why I did it. But in your case, Francois, you got married in 2024. You can file your joint tax return with Hamid in January of 2025, then file for your green card and include the tax return in your green card application or in Hamid's green card application. That's strong right there. Joint tax return. He's on your bank. He's on the electric bill. He's on all these things. You got proof of cohabitation. You got proof of commingling of funds. You're going to have a bunch of pictures taken over the next 60 days. Well, it's November 23rd, December, January. My recommendation, Francois, is to file a joint tax return with Hamid in January. I know you don't want to give Uncle Biden money sooner than he deserves it, but get it done. And then include it in your green card application, in Hamid's green card application. That is my advice to you. And that's strong advice. Okay, that's good information. Let me see here. So Shiku's happy, Francois. He arrived November 8th of 2024. Hamid got here November 8th. File a joint tax return with him in January, Francois, then file for the green card in January. That's perfect timing right there. 5 minutes of soccer. I live by myself. My fiance is the only one I'm sponsoring. So, and you make $70,000 a year. So you are a family of 2, and you don't need to put anything down on the I-134 as in regarding to how much money you have in your checking or savings. It's irrelevant. Immigration don't care. They don't care. Your income is 70 grand a year. And if you can prove that with your tax return, tax transcripts, etc., you don't have to put anything down on your savings or check-ins. Just leave it blank. So your current household is 1, but actually you're going to be putting 2 down because you're going to be sponsoring your fiance. So it's going to be a household of 2 on the I-134, not 1, 2. Larry Piercy, 11:15 a.m. tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Larry, 11:15 a.m. We'll be there. I'll be there with Karina. I will read this RFE and I will fix it. And then you can relax. Shiku, thank you. You're welcome, Shiku. David, my fiance has been friends. We've been friends from 2019 to 2021, but we started serious on 2023. It doesn't matter. You started the relationship in 2019 as a friend. Immigration want to see that. They want to see you. Okay, we were friends. And then you moved into the next level. Immigration need to see that evidence. Include it. But we started our serious relationship 2023. Is there a problem? No. We didn't communicate as friends. It doesn't matter. Do you have any evidence that have you got any evidence that you were chatting with her in 2019? Can you prove it? Anywhere? Is there anywhere you can prove that you were chatting in 2019? Something. If you have it, you include it. Francois Diego, is a physical exam required for the 10-year green card? No. There's no medical exam required for the 10-year green card. Christopher Reese, in your opinion, you feel K1 process will be affected with Trump coming into office? No, nothing's going to change. I don't feel, but you hear all of these things and they place doubt in your head. Okay, number one, Christopher, stay out of Facebook. Facebook is ran by Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, he's probably the number one Marxist in the country, next to Biden and Pelosi. Seriously. I had a Facebook account and I used it in Colombia so I could post pictures with Karina as evidence for our K1 visa application. As soon as Karina got to America, we got married, her green card was in her hand, I deleted my Facebook account. Why? Because it's just full of drama and incorrect information about K1 visas. Facebook is a place to go to bash Trump, okay, to bash conservatives. They censor you if you're a conservative. If you post something in Facebook and they don't like it, they will block you. They will shadow ban you. Facebook is censored. Okay. The Soviet Union did the same thing. Communist China does the same thing. Communist Cuba, Communist Venezuela. They do all this. They all do the same thing. They block you if you don't agree with them. And obviously, Facebook was doing the same thing when Biden was president, and Biden let him do it. I use Facebook for pictures, timestamps. I printed them here in America. Like I said, I wore the printer out. I got a brand new printer now. Thank you, Karina. And I got rid of Facebook. So stay out of Facebook, number one. Unless you like Facebook. Now, if you like Facebook, if you like to go in there and get your mind filled up with a bunch of false negative garbage, and you like going in and get stressed out, you're seeing your next door neighbor, talking to his other next door neighbor about what his cat ate for lunch, or if you like looking at pictures of what your next door neighbor had for dinner, go on Facebook. But stay out of those groups that give you bad information. When President Trump-elect when he raises his right hand, becomes president of the United States for the third time on January 20th, is he going to change K1 visa processing? No. It's congressional law. Congressional law created K1 visas, not the president. The president will control the borders. So how does the president of the United States control the borders? He's going to say this: if you don't have a K1 visa, if you don't have a spousal visa, if you don't have a tourist visa, you ain't coming in America. You're not coming in. You're not coming in. Well, I want to claim for asylum. Okay, well, you can do that. You go to the embassy where you live in your country and apply for asylum. That's the rules. You don't show up in Mexico if you're from Honduras. Now, I'm not picking on Honduras; they're beautiful people. But if you show up from Honduras at the San Diego Border Patrol office and say, "I want to claim asylum. I can't afford to feed my family. I need asylum," Biden will say, "Okay, come on in, and we'll give you a court date in 2 years, and you're released into the country." There you go. That's going away. That ain't happening. That's not happening anymore under Trump. If you got a K1 visa, if you got a spousal visa, if you got a tourist visa, if you got a student visa, If you got a work visa, welcome. Come on in. Right? That's right. But if you come into our country illegally, if you sneak under the fence and expect us to be paying for your crap, it's going to stop. Okay? Now I'm a compassionate person. If you need help, okay, we understand. We want to help you. Americans help you. Americans are very compassionate people. We just don't like you sneaking in our country, then breaking up and then going and doing bad things to us. Because that's happening. So the question is it going to change anything? Is Trump going to change anything? No, nothing's going to change. The K-1 visas are going to get approved. The spousal visas are going to get approved. Everything's going to be fine. Trump's not going to change anything. What he might do, Christopher, is he may make it harder to become a U.S. citizen. He may make the test harder. He may make you have to learn more about this or learn more about our country, learn more about the history of our country, learn about the government. He may make the U.S. citizenship qualification process a little tougher. But that's fine. Karina's ready for that. She's ready. She knows. But as far as your question is, with Trump coming into office, will it affect K-1s? No, only the Congress can change the process, not the president. Kristen Emil, thanks. She will be at Mississippi. Okay, very good. Karina's been to Mississippi twice. No, one, two, three, 4 times. Karina's been to Mississippi 4 times. Francois Shiku, you are in good hands with Diego and Karina. Kristen Emil, connecting flights. Okay, so she's going to land in San Francisco, and then she's going to fly to Mississippi. Larry Piercy, it's going to take me all night to cool down. No pixie. Oh, Larry, you're getting more pixie dust, man. You're getting pixie dust. Look at that. That's for Larry right there. I want to see you tomorrow, Larry, at 11:15. Okay? And I'm going to fix your RFE. It's no problem. It's an easy fix. And Urban Guitar Legend gets another Mountain Dew salute for that fantastic super chat. Your channel helped immensely. Madagascar has lemurs in trees. Mountain Dew Hardy's breakfast. We appreciate you, Urban Guitar Legend. Larry Piercy, 11:15 tomorrow. Shiku, thank you, Diego. My daughter is enjoying life in America, going to school. Thank you. You know, Shiku, I remember when you were telling me you didn't think you were going to be able to bring your daughter to the United States. You were telling me she's not going to be able to come because you forgot to do this, you forgot to do that. Well, it's okay. It's not that you forgot to do it. You just didn't know how. You didn't know what the process was. Nobody helped you. Nobody would help you. Nobody would tell you what to do, how to do this. And then you found this channel, your channel, and guess what? Your daughter's in America, right? I guided you. I shone a light on the path for you, and I guided you through the process. And here she is in America, having a wonderful life. I promised you I would bring her to America. I promised you. I kept my promise. Ajali, can you clarify the bank accounts for the I-134? Ajali, if you make sufficient income, if your income's really, really good, way above the federal minimum of 100%, you don't have to put how much money you have in your checking or savings account on the I-134. It's irrelevant. Immigration don't care. If your income is not really quite there, you're just above 100%, then you want to include it. If you've got a lot of money, if you have 100 grand in your savings account and you're just above 100%, you want to include it on your I-134. But if your income is way above 100% of the minimum federal income guidelines, then you don't have to put anything in your savings or checkings account. It's nobody's business what you have, especially immigration, if your income is sufficient. Let me see here. Adjo A. Diego, K1, after our second interview, medical, SEAC hasn't updated our case over 60 days. Don't worry. Immigration's busy, Adjo. Relax. Look, guys, immigration do not ever forget about you. If you don't hear from immigration, you need to contact them. but they haven't forgotten about you. Okay, number one. Number two, if you want to reach out to immigration, just reach out to them. Say, hey guys, I'm just checking in. What's going on with my case? In the subject line, put your receipt number of your NOA2 letter so they can find you quickly. And then in the body of the email, you're going to put your full name, your date of birth, your passport number, your country of origin, etc. Well, you know the country, but you're going to put your passport number and everything that helps them find your case in their computer. You want to speed up the process for the immigration folks. Don't panic, add your A. You had your second interview. Okay, good. You did your medical. Reach out to the embassy, send them a message and check in with them. Just say, I'm just checking in. What's going on? Francois Livingston, I had someone take pictures, but there are so many repeat pictures. That's okay. Don't put repeat pictures in the image. Don't put them in. If you got repeat pictures, don't include them. Okay? Just got what? We'll have the pics of the wedding plus a few of the reception. 40 pics it is. Yeah, 40 pictures, Francois, is the secret number. You only learn this stuff here. This is the place to be to learn the secrets, right? To get through this process. Shiku, Diego, can I add pictures of my fiance when visiting me in Freetown? Yes. Before we married? Yes. Is it a problem? Because we don't take too many pictures in the United States. So you want to do is you want to include those pictures from Freetown. But make sure when you print the pictures, you identify who's in the picture, the names of the people, when the picture was taken, and where. And you can add a little note at the bottom and say, hey, this is when we were dating each other. Our relationship has been a long and wonderful experience. And then don't forget to write a little letter to immigration when you do your cover letter. At the end of your cover letter, say, thank you for taking the time, and thank you for all your hard work, immigration, USCIS, for taking the time to process and review my green card application. Give them a thank you. Immigration people, USCIS adjudicators, all they hear is negativity all freaking day. You don't want to help me. You denied my K-1 visa. You denied my green card. Well, yeah, you didn't freaking qualify. So immigration gets attacked. Bam, 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 daily, every day, from the people that don't qualify. So it's nice and refreshing if you can write them a letter on the cover letter, say, thank you so much for your hard work and dedication for adjudicating these visas and these green cards. Give them a thank you. That right off the bat, okay? Let's imagine that they're looking at your green card application, but the one before yours, they had to deny it because the person was a complete idiot and didn't put anything in the green card application that they could adjudicate it from. So they had to send an RFE out or they denied it. Now they're coming to your green card application. They're already pretty much irritated from the one they had to deny, right? So they get to your green card application and they get this very nice thank you at the end of the cover letter. Thank you so much for helping me. I appreciate your work in adjudicating this green card. It puts them in a good mood. Okay, finally somebody appreciates what I'm doing here. Remember, those immigration officers need to be appreciated just as much as I like to be appreciated, and you like to be appreciated, and Karina likes to be appreciated for what she does around here and her job. She was nominated for Employee of the Quarter, and she's only been in America less than a freaking year. It's good to be appreciated. Make sure you give an appreciation to the immigration officer who is adjudicating your green card and also your K-1 visa. How do you do it? In the cover letter, at the end of the cover letter. Chico, I don't have enough pictures. Go ahead and include the ones from when you were married, okay, from Freetown. Francois, can't file taxes until early February because the employer doesn't release them in early January in 2025. I will call the human resources on Monday and ask about it. I mean, I don't think the W-2 isn't released until early January. Francois, federal law says you got to have your W-2 issued to you by January 31st. That's the cutoff, January 31. But if you can call your HR See if they can get you, explain to them you need it for your green card, for Hamid's green card. Immigration want to see your joint tax return. Tell them, I got to file my taxes early because immigration want to see a joint tax return. They might issue it to you. They probably will. 40 pictures from day one, not a problem. There you go, Francois. Shiku, just dig up pictures from Freetown. Francois, go ahead and ask HR to try and get you the W-2, okay? So you can get the green card application filed in January, but first file the taxes. So you file the taxes on Monday, and then you got the date for when you filed the taxes on the 10/40, and then file the green card the next day, okay? And include that tax return and W-2. You're not going to be able to get a tax transcript because there's no way you can get a tax transcript. But you definitely can get your 1040 and your W-2. Larry Piercy, okay, no relax, look forward, old chap. Well, I'm old too. I don't mind being old. You know what being old means? I got experience. I know stuff, right? Being old means experience. So if someone calls me old, I say thank you. I appreciate that. Let me see. Francois, ask your HR for a W-2 by January so you can file the green card application in January. But first file taxes. Francois, so on the pics, since arriving in America and wedding pics, do I put the K1 visa case number? No, don't worry about that. I usually go to Wyatt Walgreens and print the pictures with dates. You can do that. Who's in the pics, where they were taken. If you can do that, do that. That's fine. But immigration want to see when were the pictures taken, where were the pictures taken, and who's in the picture. That's what they want to see. There was somebody that filed for their K1 visa. This was like last year. They submitted like 60 pictures, which is too many, but 40 is plenty. But they didn't identify who's in the picture, when it was taken, and where. The entire K1 visa package was sent back. It's big X's through the paperwork. Resubmit, and make sure you tell us who are in the pictures, when their pictures were taken, and what date. That's how important it is. Francois, thank you for the super advice, Diego. I will do as you suggest. There you go. Stay tuned. Larry, we'll see you tomorrow, Larry. Francois, so on the pictures, since arriving in America, do I put the K1 case number? No, you don't need to do that. Chris and Emil, yes. Julian, hello, Diego and Karina. How are you? Julian, we're good. Now, Julian, tell everybody how I can help bring you to America without a freaking passport. That was some very powerful pixie dust, wasn't it? David, is there a problem when you don't post one another on social media? No. And you prefer privacy? No, it's no problem. Doesn't matter when applying for K1. Here's the thing with Facebook or Instagram, okay? If your fiance has a Facebook account and it's all private, that's okay. But when you land in America, if the Border Patrol officer could ask for your fiance's telephone, and he could ask, or she could ask for her to open up her phone to her Facebook account so he can look through the Facebook account. If the Border Patrol officer asks for your fiance for her phone, she needs to give him the phone. She needs to open up her Facebook account, and she needs to let him look at her Facebook account. Or she. If you enter America, okay, and you have a Facebook account and it's blocked and locked, like you said, and the immigration officer, the consular officer, the Border Patrol officer says, I want to see the phone, and you say, you're not going to see my phone, it's private, he's going to say, well, you're not coming into America. Have a nice day. Get on the next plane back to wherever it is you came from. They have the authority to do that. So, if you have a Facebook account and it's private, that's no problem. But when she fills out the DS-160, they're going to ask for her Facebook account, name, her handle. When she arrives in America, the Border Patrol officer may ask to look in her phone. If that's the case, make sure you're preparing her for that question. So she doesn't have well, that's mine, that's private. Who are you? Who is he? A federal judge signed a law that says he can do that. U.S. citizens are under the 4th Amendment of the Constitution. So if the Border Patrol officer said to me, I want to look in your phone, I'd tell him to, stick it up as wherever, because I'm protected under the 4th Amendment of the Constitution. But if you're coming in as an immigrant, you're not protected until you get your green card. So the Border Patrol officer can look in the phones of anybody coming into America, basically, even U.S. citizens if they're stupid enough not to know their rights. Okay, you got it. Do you understand what I just said there, David? So does it matter when applying for the K-1 visa? No, they couldn't. It's not. It doesn't matter. You can apply for the K-1 visa with a locked up Facebook account. It's okay, but don't be surprised if they want to see it at the embassy or in the at the airport when you land. Bowen BLS official. Hi, Diego and Karina. Did the form I-797 notice have a date valid? I don't understand the question. I just received my appointment visa interview last week, and I just saw my notice letter I-797. The last date was July 10th, 2024. Do you think there's going to be do you think it's going to happen? Well, yeah, if you got an I-797 notice, then you're good. You're good. Relax, Bowen. Calm. Relax. You're good. Bowen, the embassy of the Dominican Republic was busy. Yeah. DR is Dominican Republic. So it's time for pixie dust. And it's time for me to get something to eat because I'm hungry. I got my Mountain Dew hat on. So tomorrow, okay, early, I can go to Walmart and stock up on Mountain Dew. And I'm going to go see Larry and fix his RFE. So Moggy get a green card. Thanks for the super chats and super stickers, guys. We appreciate them very much. Okay. If I have helped teach you anything today, if you've learned anything new today, then I accomplished something. If I saved you $4,000 or $5,000, which I probably did, I would much rather you spend that money on your family and not on an immigration attorney. Immigration attorneys do a good job for the most part, but this process doesn't need one unless you have a felonious criminal record. Then you need one to see if you qualify. But Francois gets the last word. Thank you. Good night, and thank you for your time, Francois. Thank you, and we will see you at the next live stream, which is Monday. Today's Saturday, right? See you guys on Monday.